for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Amber Lynn and Bianca Martinez.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Juro fidelidad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
I would like to welcome the family members, friends, and guests who are gathered here this afternoon to honor and celebrate the successful journey of our seniors. My name is Jinx Baskerville, principal of New Futures School. I would like to begin our celebration this afternoon by recognizing some special guests. We are honored to have with us today Dr. Annalie Maestas, Vice President, Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education Representative. Barbara Peterson, Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education Representative. Monica Armenta, Executive Director of Communications. Paul Romero, Chief Technology Officer. Also on stage, I would like to recognize 3 people who are always available to assist the students and help keep them on track. Jane Ripple, New Futures Dean of Students. Barbara Fries, College and Career Counselor. Kristen Calhoun, Counselor. And we have a special guest speaker today that I would like to welcome, Representative Stephanie Maez. Today is a time for family and friends to stand up and celebrate the joy of seeing their daughter, son, granddaughter, grandson accomplish their dreams. At this time, I would like to have family members and friends of our seniors stand to be recognized. Stand. I would also like to recognize the New Futures staff. I know that a lot of our staff are back at school, so the graduates could have as many tickets as needed, but the ones that are here helping out, please raise your hands. Of the students graduating today, 100% have applied to and been accepted to post-secondary institutions and/or training programs. Of the students who were able to fill out a federal application for financial aid, 89% of our seniors completed their applications and will receive grant money to pay for their education. 54% of our seniors received the Bridge Scholarship to attend CNM in the fall. Our students are ready and prepared to move forward. We have a very special guest with us today that I'm honored to introduce. Representative Stephanie Maez is here today, not in the capacity of a political figure, but as a former New Futures graduate from the class of 1998. Her son, who has enrolled in our daycares during that time, Donovan Jason Maez, is now 18 years old. I would also like to recognize some of Ms. Maez's family members sitting in front here today. Please, let's give everybody applause. So without further ado, please give a warm welcome for Stephanie Maez, one of our alumni.
Thank you, Principal Jinx. Normally I would need that box, but today I wore my heels in honor of the lovely ladies sitting over to my right. Can we give the 2015 graduates another round of applause? What an amazing, amazing accomplishment. I told Principal Jinks I would do my best not to tear up and to make this as professional and not emotional as possible, but you ladies and gentlemen look amazing up here. So, good afternoon. I am humbled, excited, and very honored for the opportunity to speak with you today. To be honest, in my capacity as a state representative and the chief executive officer of a public policy organization, I've had the privilege and honor of speaking with hundreds of diplomats, politicians, business people, and family. But today's address, I tell you, family and friends, graduates, has been the most important to me, the most nerve-wracking, and the one that's caused the most self-reflection of any of them to date, and I suspect any to come. Thank you again to Principal Jinks and Jane Ripple for this honor, and to all of the educators, staff, and New Futures team members in the room today. Thank you. Thank you for your tireless work and dedication. Again, thank you to all of the families of the 2015 graduates, from grandmothers, fathers, nanas and papas, grandfathers, grandmothers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, family and friends. Your love and support is instrumental in the success that we see in this room today. Another hand for you all, please. However, all of that said, most importantly, I want to thank you, 2015 graduates. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Looking out at your faces this afternoon, I'm filled with hope and faith for our future. For you all are so unique. And not just because you're, quote, teen moms or because you're, quote, graduating from a non-traditional school. I'll tell you why you're unique. You're unique because through all of your experiences, the good ones and the challenging ones, you've persevered. You achieved this. While thanking the New Futures team and your families for their support is important, it is also important for us to recognize, and I believe that everybody in this auditorium agrees with me, that no one else made this happen, no one other than you. And that said, it is again truly my pleasure to share this experience with you. Thank you, and congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day you will remember forever. Probably not my words or those of the faculty. Probably not what you ate for breakfast or the color of your socks, though I see many of you are not wearing socks. But what you will remember is the way you feel at this very moment. For every one of you, those feelings are probably a little different, from thank God this is over, to pride in achieving what some people may have said was the unachievable. You might be feeling fearful of the future unknown, yet really eager to get this post-high school party started. Whatever emotions you're feeling today, this afternoon, this moment, embrace them. Embrace them as you do your beautiful children. Some of these emotions may feel great and others terrifying. Either way, give them light. Light like we give our children when they're scared or just want to cuddle. That is my first request today. In my experience, to embrace and shed light on our feelings, give those that are perhaps intimidating and fearful less power, and lifts up the positive ones, such as excitement and pride. More than 15 years ago, but less than 20, I was in your shoes feeling a whirlwind of feelings, which were and still are a little difficult for me since I consider myself to be tough, strong, and independent, and these feelings, they shouldn't impact me. Those feelings I experienced were similar to what I described. Thank God this is over, to yep, all of you that doubted me, I did it, and what? So, the other feeling that I had, which I suspect is not unfamiliar, is what the heck am I going to do now? And I did not include any profanities in that statement. I said heck, not really in my head. Sitting where you are today, I also experienced quite a bit of self-reflection, and truth is, have done quite a bit of that in preparation for today. What I don't want is for the next 10 minutes to be the wise older lady attempting to offer you advice that may not be relevant to your lives. I also really don't want to be the 30-something-year-old pretending to be cool, using played-out lingo in an attempt to relate to you all. I think that already happened, though. What I do want is to simply offer you my story, to share my experiences in a sincere effort to help, if even in a small way, shape how you might think about your future commencing after graduation. Because after all, that's what this commencement ceremony business is all about. That I actually researched as well. So now let's rewind to July of 1996. I thought I was madly in love with a guy nearly 4 years older than me. He was my first everything, my first love, first experiences all across the board. I was a month away from celebrating my 16th birthday when I found out that I was pregnant. Jason and I went to Planned Parenthood, where they said it was too soon to confirm, but that it was likely I had just conceived a baby. I would actually need to go back in 2 weeks to make sure. In my heart and in my head, I didn't need that extra confirmation. That day, Jason and I went to Montgomery Park. We sat under a tree and didn't speak for nearly an hour. We were both so young and so unbelievably scared. I remember the clear blue sky and the smell of the freshly cut grass like it was just yesterday. When we finally talked, he asked me what I wanted to do. While we had our issues, at that moment in time, he was extremely supportive. I told him I had every intention of having this child. While we may consider adoption, and while I would never judge anyone for choosing to have an abortion, that was not an option for me. He said that he loved me and would support whatever decision I made. Later that day, he dropped me off at my house where I knew it was necessary to tell my mom. My mom. She was, and still is, the most amazing woman I know. I didn't want to disappoint her. I was terrified to let her down. Even though we fought, as most mothers and daughters do, all I wanted to do was to make her proud. She wasn't mad, she was sad and scared for me. When I told her, she went to the backyard and sat in silence. That silence lasted a day and a half, the longest day and a half I can ever recall. When all I really did was want her acceptance and support. That did happen. Soon she told me that no matter what the future held for me and my unborn child, that she would be there for me, that I could do whatever I put my mind to, as she had raised me to believe. But that she would not be a built-in babysitter. And that if I continued with school, took responsibility for what is mine, that she would be there for me in any way she could, and that she did. Which is another reason why I believe it is so critical to recognize you, family, and friends for your role in the success we see here today. While my perseverance and determination was and still is necessary, without my family's support, I would not be here today. Very true story. Telling my dad the news was even more intimidating. Throughout my entire life, all I ever wanted was his acceptance and approval. My dad is a retired Secret Service agent. I used to visit him in the summers, and he would come to New Mexico for the holidays. And while he was physically gone, out of state, I knew he was there for me. I remember us talking on the phone, and when I told him I was pregnant, to this day, he feels terrible about his response, which was, "Hita, how much is an abortion? I'll send you the money today." My reply was that I was planning to keep the baby. He paused and was silent, mind-numbingly silent. And he told me eventually that he loved me, that he would be there for me, and that he was proud of me no matter what. Fast forward 9 months later, on April 9th, 1997, we had a beautiful baby boy, Donovan Jason Maez. His father and I went through a lot of challenging times. At the end of what I would say was an extremely abusive relationship, we called it quits. And thank God, I've learned that people will treat you how you allow them to. And the abusive nature of that relationship went on way too long. Letting go is something I will never regret. So in case there is anyone here in an unhealthy relationship in this room, let it go. You all have the strength to do what you need to do in life to be successful, to live life to the fullest and be the best mothers that you can be independently. I tell you, graduates, I know that my story isn't the same as everyone's. Many of you have navigated very different waters, have faced very different challenges, and overcome very different obstacles. Many of my friends who were sitting next to me the day that we graduated didn't have families as supportive as mine. Some of them ended up in jail, some of them addicted to drugs and lost their kids. 2 of them are actually no longer with us. They have since passed. Seeing this reality in part drove me to the work that I'm doing today, to try to make this world a better place for all of us, for our parents, grandparents, kids, and their kids. Thankfully, with the support of my family and friends in the New Futures team, I was able to graduate high school, go on to college, and earn my bachelor's and master's degree. People often tell me that I should be proud of how far I've come, especially given where I started. I humbly agree, and while being a young mother was extremely challenging, it has also been extremely rewarding. Bottom line is, I do believe that my son saved my life. I'm sure I'm not the only mother in this room whose child brought that same experience. 18 years has passed in the blink of an eye. Time being finite, that's no joke. It's the one thing that we can't buy, we can't borrow. It's the one thing that we don't know just enough or just as much of that we have. While not one single person can answer the question of time, what I can say is that success isn't one diploma, it's not one degree, a career, a house, a car, or any other material item. I believe success is making every moment in time matter by following your dreams, taking risks, and believing in yourselves, even if others may not. This, without a doubt, has helped lead me on a path toward achieving my own successes. Again, seeing your faces, those faces over there, and your precious children in the audience, it affirms to me that achieving success, while not always easy, has and is going to continue to happen for every single one of you amazing young women and gentlemen. My final request to you this afternoon is to believe in yourselves, look in the mirror every day, and tell that person looking back at you how amazing she is, because it's true. The world is going to throw you for a loop every now and then, but you all have an advantage. This achievement today, earning your diploma, wasn't handed to you on a silver platter. I have no doubt that you all fought hard to be where you're at right now. This fierce ability to fight for what you want will serve you in life as it has up until today. If I can make my way as a young single mother in academia, politics, and the business world, then believe me, you can too. I believe you will. I believe you will achieve similar successes and much, much more. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have another round of applause for our 2015 graduates? Thank you.
I now have the privilege of introducing the New Futures Honor students. These young ladies have all achieved high grade point averages and excelled as students. Jane Ripple and Barbara Fries will present the honor cords as the students are introduced. New Futures valedictorian for 2015, Bianca Martinez. New Futures salutatorian for 2015, Tanya Alvarado. Honor student, Alyssa Vasquez. And now I will have Mary Rafferty introduce the National Honor Society members as well as our senior student speakers.
Hi, everyone. So the National Honor Society is an organization that recognizes high school students for scholarship, leadership, service, and character. 5 students were inducted to the New Futures chapter of the National Honor Society in 2014. This year, 6 students from New Futures were accepted. We would like to honor at this time those members who are graduating today.
Bianca Martinez. Tanya Alvarado. Alyssa Vasquez. And Annalise Zuni Campbell.
Okay, so I would like to introduce our valedictorian. Bianca Martinez. Bianca came to New Futures the second semester of her freshman year. She transferred to New Futures from Highland High School. She was pregnant with her now almost 2-year-old daughter, Denise, at the time. Bianca was a pleasure to have in class. She always worked hard. She was always willing to hear input and improve her work. These days, high school is a lot harder than it used to be. This did not discourage Bianca. Bianca knows that successful students ask plenty of questions. She grappled with rigorous new requirements of Common Core, took an AP class, applied and was accepted into the National Honor Society, and all while raising a child. Bianca also had perfect attendance this year. In fact, Bianca is actually graduating 1 year early. She learned of another graduating senior taking online classes and summer school to do this, and she was off and running. This young lady teaches us all a powerful lesson about determination and resiliency. Our valedictorian, Bianca Martinez.
Welcome, graduating seniors of 2015, and welcome to the families supporting us on this very special day that marks a new beginning for us and our children. It is truly an honor for me to be here today. I would like to begin by saying thank you to those who have supported me on this journey and have made it possible for me to make my way to where I currently stand. Thank you, Mom, Dad, friends, staff, teachers, CDAs, and my boyfriend, whom I love unconditionally. We did it, guys! We are here today celebrating this accomplishment that for many of us was very challenging. We all came to New Futures for similar reasons. We were soon to be or already teen parents. I'll begin by sharing a brief story of how I came to New Futures. Shockingly, I was 14. Yes, 14. I found out that my boyfriend and I were soon to be parents. I was only a freshman in high school. You can all imagine what my parents felt when they received the shocking news. They were overwhelmed, disappointed, and heartbroken. Little did they know they were going to spoil the Shazam out of my little Denise. My pregnancy did not stop me. I was even more determined to finish what I started. That is when I decided attending New Futures would be the best choice. I'm sure we can all agree, becoming a teen parent is certainly a challenge. For some of us, it has been easier because we have support from family members. For others, not so much. Yet nevertheless, these young men and women you see here today have worked incredibly hard for this moment. My sincere respect goes out to these graduates who have managed to attend school, work a part-time job, manage to be mothers, fathers, some even husband and wife. Let's give them a hand for their amazing work. Certainly, I believe that none of us really knew what to expect when we found out we would soon be parents. We didn't know how many late nights we would spend soothing a little stomachache, or how much lack of sleep we would be able to handle due to our little ones teething the night before. We could only wish it was us who felt the pain instead. The struggle was definitely very real when we had to get up for school the next morning. We had no idea what life would bring our way, yet we have managed to overcome those obstacles to give not only ourselves, but also our children a better life. We arrived at New Futures to learn several things. For example, who knew Lupe would constantly patrol the hallway in search of the next victim to dress code? Or who knew Tom was so great at answering questions? That is, the third time you asked. I've looked at this experience with both obstacles and advantages. It's like an enormous mountain that we must climb. The top seems so far away, yet at the same time it feels so close. You move up slowly, making sure to get the best grips in order to stay up. There are plenty of times when you feel like you can no longer go further, but you conquer those rocky paths. Surely you make your way up. Once you've reached the top, you realize you've done it, at last. This, my fellow graduates, I want you all to keep in mind. No matter how far away something may seem, you've got to go on and never give up. This is not goodbye. This is only a temporary see you later, maybe in 15 years when we're all much sexier, richer, and surrounded by more good-looking children. The richer part is a maybe, considering we might all be broke for the next 18 years. We will all be much sexier, that's for sure. I'm sure you will hear this many more times. Congratulations, graduates. See you on the journey that we will all take into success. Thank you.
Next up, we have our salutatorian, Tanya Alvarado. Tanya is an exceptional individual. She came to us a junior from Albuquerque High. She emerged early on as a leader in her classes. She's a quick thinker and always could be counted on to elevate any class discussion. Her teachers comment on her tenacity and commitment to learning, her evenness and ability to stay on task in the face of difficult challenges. Tanya is a delightful and soft-spoken young woman who also happens to have a heart of gold. It is this, her spirit of generosity and kindness, which sets her apart from many of her peers. Tanya has a mature sense of self and clarity of intent, as well as the practiced ability to lend a helping hand to those in need. Her humor and generosity could be seen daily with both her peers and her small daughter, Avery. Tanya will be the first in her family to graduate from high school. Tanya is one of those rare individuals whose own humble beginnings has manifested in a unique sensitivity to the world and defined her as an incredibly generous and giving young woman. Our salutatorian, Tanya Alvarado.
Good afternoon. It is such an honor being here as a salutatorian of New Futures, and as I'm standing here, I'm thinking, we made it. We've all came a long way from where we started. Our journey has not ended, it has just begun. During my high school years as a teen parent, there were many times people told me, you're never going to graduate and you're too young to be a parent. Yes, we've been through so many challenges as teen parents. Childbirth, staying up till 3 in the morning with our babies, going to school with only 4 hours of sleep, and staying home with our babies. I'm proud to say that although we had all these challenges that could have prevented us from graduating, we proved people wrong and still made it. There's one teacher that I'm truly grateful for, and it is Mary Rafferty. She's been there for me since day one. I probably wouldn't have made it if it weren't for her. My junior year, I remember Mary telling my friends and I to annotate, annotate, and annotate. And we all know how that is. But knowing high school students, we like to put things off. When the end of course exams came, I failed by 2 points. After that had happened, I doubted myself and questioned if I would actually graduate because there were so many things that kept getting in my way. Mary knew I was capable of passing, so when she found out that I had failed, she pushed me to help believe in myself. This year, I proudly passed the English 12 end of course exam, 10 points over the passing score, and all the hard work has paid off. Mary always believed in me, and that is why I'm grateful for such a wonderful teacher. As a graduated senior, I can now honestly say there are times where I miss having homework, but that's sometimes, just sometimes. Some advice I wish I'd had earlier on was to never slack off in high school. All your grades from your freshman to your senior year count to create a GPA. The bad grades will lower your GPA, and the good grades, honors, and AP classes will boost your GPA. Let me tell you, it feels awesome being the salutatorian. I can imagine how Bianca feels. I want to wish each and every one of you good luck and hope to see you all in the future. And I would like to end my speech with this quote from Haley James Scott. Now is the time for us to shine, the time when our dreams are in reach and possibilities vast. Now is the time for all of us to become the people we always dreamed of being. This is your world. You're here. You matter. The world is waiting. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Annalise Zuni Campbell, but these guys just call me Annalise. I have the privilege of following two people that I am very proud to call my friends. Congratulations, Tanya and Bianca, for successfully rubbing your intelligence in our faces. Today, I'm here to be the millionth person to tell you congratulations. We did it. And if you're tired of hearing that, I'll tell you whoop whoop, raise the roof, and oh my God, finally. Speaking from personal experience, I know there are days when you just couldn't pull yourself out of bed. But the fact that you did means you deserve more than a pat on the back. You deserve a beautiful graduation ceremony. And look at that, the spotlights are on you. Despite everything that's been thrown our way, we made it. Giving up would have been so easy, but we knew for the sake of our children, we just couldn't. We knew we needed to be successful in order to set the example for our children to be successful. I am so proud to be a part of the class of 2015. I mean, come on, 2015 just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Now at this point, I'm sure you seniors are tired of hearing my amplified voice since you heard it on the intercom every morning, so I promise I'm almost finished. I just want to say thank you to my son, Drace, for being my motivation to be here. Also, to my boyfriend, Thres, for my daily pep talks on how important this is. And lastly, I want to say thank you to all the parents of our graduating class, because let's face it, we're pretty amazing. Lastly, graduating class, I hope to see all of you in the future. No, I expect to see all of you in the future. I want to be able to ask, hey, how's it going? And you tell me you're still shooting for the stars. To quote our class motto, we will keep one foot in the past as we take our next step into the future. Now let's take that next step with pride, determination, and happiness. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alicia Torres. I just wanted to say a few words. I would like to share how thankful I am to have the opportunity to continue my education here at New Futures High School. If it wasn't for the founder of the school, we, class of 2015, wouldn't be in this room today. We would have had to drop out to take care of our children. Becoming a teen parent isn't by mistake. We have come to the conclusion during our struggle that it was a choice. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I am grateful for this school. If it wasn't for the amazing teachers, daycare providers, and the rest of the staff that makes this school count, I wouldn't be here today. I overcame a chapter in my life that I never thought I would have accomplished, especially being a teen mom at a very young age. But anything and everything is possible if you put your mind to it. Not giving up is key to becoming one step closer to your dream or your goal. In our case, it was graduating. Having great motivation and people around that will support you at your time of need when you feel like you can't handle the struggle and want to give up. That is something to be thankful for. Statistics on teen pregnancy say that 90% will drop out of school. This number is carried across the U.S. These statistics are given facts don't exist in this room today. We have refused to be another statistic. We have proven to be above average students, paving a way for future teen parents, showing they can do it too. It is also about being an example to our children. Although it has been a rough, long road, I can say proudly that I have finished this chapter and say that I have made it. Well, congratulations to the class of 2015. You have made it too.
Thanks, Mariah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Jones. Wow, we're finally here. Congratulations, class of 2015. It is important for us to remember where we started and how far we have come. Also, who we are and what we have accomplished. This journey has been far from easy, but this is just the beginning. Only 33% of teen parents graduate from high school, so really, congratulations. We committed to finish what we started, and against all odds, we stand here before you today. We are phenomenal examples for our children. We have proven to them that no matter how difficult your goals are, no matter how many obstacles you face, if you persevere and you keep striving towards your goals, you will eventually reach them. Along the way, we have struggled and we have made mistakes, but that is what life is all about. You must struggle to find your strength, and you must fail in order to learn. We can't stop here, and we won't stop here. Life will always keep moving forward, and so should we. Like I said, this is only the beginning. My challenge for you, my fellow graduates, is to keep chasing your dreams. Whatever they are, go to college and further your education, because no one can ever take knowledge away from you once it's yours. Follow your intuition and get all you can from this life, not just for you, but for your children. And always believe in yourself and strive to become successful. Because if there is a will, there is a way, and we have proven that today. Thank you, New Futures. Thank you, family and friends, and congratulations, class of 2015.
Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, and graduates. My name is Alyssa Vasquez. After 3 long years, I finally did it. Today is my big day. With hard work and dedication, I have achieved one of my greatest accomplishments. Looking back, I remember the day I found out I was pregnant. I knew my life was about to change forever. Getting pregnant at a young age forced me to grow up and take responsibility. However, it has made me who I am today. Since my son's birth, I have matured and set new goals and priorities. My son is the main reason I strive to follow my dreams. He deserves nothing but the best. Despite all the struggles of being a teen mom, having homework and a newborn baby, now toddler, has never stopped me. It was challenging getting where I am today. One of the many obstacles I faced was getting to school every day, but I did not let sleepless nights, a sick baby, or 5-page essays get in my way. With dedication, persistence, and support of teachers and friends, I am now a graduate. I especially want to give a huge thanks to Barbara Fries, my counselor, Jinx Baskerville, our principal, and Jane Ripple, our dean, and all my teachers at New Futures. They are not only staff, they are like my family. They all believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. I'm grateful for all their encouragement and support. Thank you to my amazing best friends who encouraged me and always told me everything was going to be okay. Thank you for your kindness and support. I would now like to thank my family. Without them, I would not be graduating today. My mother, who has changed her life for the better to help me be successful. My friend Drew, who told me dropping out of school was not an option, and supporting me with everything. I know dealing with me isn't always an easy task, so thanks for putting up with me. I finally listened to all the great advice you have given me. To all my aunts and uncles who have always been involved, to support me. Most of all, I want to thank my grandparents. Ama, gracias por tu apoyo y tu ayuda. Gracias por quererme tanto a mí y a mi hijo también. Estoy agradecida de tener una abuela como usted. Papá, te quiero dar las gracias por tu apoyo y tu amor. Desde chiquita siempre me has cuidado y ahora me ayudas con mi hijo. Te agradezco toda tu ayuda. Gracias a ti gradúo hoy y puedo seguir mis sueños. Estoy orgullosa de tener abuelos como ustedes. Most importantly, I thank God. Without him, none of this would be possible. To my class of 2015, I share with you this quote by Maya Angelou. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. There is no stopping us now. Follow your dreams and never give up. We did it. Congratulations.
Dr. Annalee Maestas and Ms. Barbara Peterson, will you please join me at the podium for the certification of the diplomas? The young women and young man seated before you have duly met and completed all requirements as set forth by the State Department of Education of the State of New Mexico and have also met all requirements as set forth by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education and are hereby fully qualified to receive an official high school diploma.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Principal Jinks. On behalf of the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, we are honored and proud to accept the graduates of New Futures 2015 class. Congratulations.
And now the event you have all been waiting for. Barbara Fries and Kristen Calhoun will call our graduates forward to receive their diplomas. Will our honored guests please meet me at the podium to congratulate our graduates.
Bianca Martinez. Tanya Alvarado. Alyssa Vasquez. Jesus Alvidrez. Paula Alvidrez Soto. Marissa Ball. Courtney Brown. Iris Bustillos. Andrea Colson. Jamie Felmley. Reina Garcia. Sarah Jones. Crystal Lajeunesse. Lourdes Llovera. Amber Lynn.
Daisy Mendez. Elva Montes. Vanessa Ordonez. Jacqueline Ortega. Mariah Paisano. Marisol Roman. Michelle Romero. Kayla Sanchez. Mary Sanders. Francesca Tofoya. Alicia Torres. Allison Trujillo. Annalise Zuni Campbell.
We'll just have him stand in. So let's give one more round of applause. So I'm going to ask you, graduates, if you stand one more time, and then please, you may now switch your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present to you the New Futures Class of 2015. Congratulations. Please stand while the graduates exit. Thank you for coming.